infinite love and gratitude. So I just wanted to talk about how to deal with stress and how to deal with a stressful mind state, and maybe a little bit of metaphysics behind it for people that are more abstract in their thinking. So this comes to this concept of chaos and order, which is the two fundamental forces of everything. You see, I feel like a lot of people think it's good and evil, but it's not. I think it's chaos and order. I mean, chaos can be good or evil, and order can be good or evil. So it was never about those two things in the first place. It's about chaos and order. And sometimes those things ebb and flow. I mean, it ebbs and flows all the time. You can't have order without chaos, and you can't have chaos without order. You know, order precedes chaos because something has to manifest to organize it, and then something else deorganizes it. You can see it in the rise and fall of civilizations after civilizations. Just look at Rome. You know, it built itself up into this big thing, and the fall of Rome was Rome's own fault. It was too big to control, so things just started to destabilize. You know, so I say all of that to say that with that in knowledge and understanding what's called the law of rhythm, which is one law of the universe, I guess, if people want to know more about that stuff, I'd be happy to make a video about the laws. I think they're really important to have in your mental bank and trying to make sense of everything, trying to make sense of the world. So if you understand the law of rhythm, you'll see that everything, like I said, ebbs and flows. Everything has this rhythm. There's a time and place for everything. There's a time to be silent, and there's a time to speak. There's a time for action, there's a time for inaction. There's a time for order, and there's a time for chaos. And it's important to know what time those are, what times those are in. But now we're going to attach that to another law, which is the law of polarity, which is the description of things that are polar opposites: hot, cold, male, female. But in essence, those things are not polar opposites at all. They're just degrees of the same thing. You get me? It's like this. You don't know where hot begins and cold ends. You don't know where hot begins and where cold ends. It's just that there you can see it. There's a Fahrenheit, and at a certain Fahrenheit, it's just getting hotter and hotter. You know, so, and it's with everything. Everything is just on a scale. Masculinity and femininity is on a scale, but there are two polar opposites. So, I say that to say, now coming back to chaos and order. You have to know what time you're in and stay mentally in the other end. Hold on, let me explain that a little better. You have to understand what pole you are in whatever thing you are facing that is stressful. But let's just take chaos and order. You have to know if you're in a time of order or a time of chaos. If you are in a time of chaos, the way to deal with stress in that time is to mentally be in a time of order. So while you're physically in that time of chaos, you must be thinking about a time where there will be order. And to do that, you have to know what does order mean for you in the short term and in the long term. And does the short term fit the long term? So once you understand that, you can mentally be in that state, and it helps to visualize yourself in that state, because visualizing is like hacking your subconscious mind to do what you want it to do. Your subconscious mind, the mind that has all your dreams, like literal dreams, sometimes it has its own mind. It wants to do its own thing. So you need to use your conscious mind to make your subconscious mind move forward. And that might help in a way of just comforting yourself, but I think in the way of fixing how you feel from the stress, active meditation works for me. And it's something I've been practicing a lot more recently. The way it's weird to describe, it's like you don't have to sit there and you don't have to do that. An active meditation is just bringing yourself into the present by focusing on your breath. I see how I paused to breathe, to just feel myself breathing. And in a way it's weird, it's like you don't only just want to breathe, you kind of like want to breathe through your whole body. You want it to feel like you want every cell to breathe. Like you want to feel every cell in your body breathing. You do that a couple times, and whatever thought you're having at the moment just sort of just fizzles out. While you're bringing yourself back to the present. And it also helps to find the tense areas in your body. Like for me, when I'm just thinking too much, I'm kind of stressed, I clench on my jaw. Like, I clench on my jaw, and I'm like, and after a while, I'm doing it so long, I don't even realize I'm doing it. So, the only way I realize it is just that my teeth just start hurting. Like they feel really, I'm like, man, why am I gotta see a dentist? What's happening? Nah, bro, you just clenching your jaw too hard, bro. Like, so everybody has those neurotic patterns. They're called neurotic holding patterns. Anything in the mental manifests itself in the physical. So look for those things. Maybe you tap your shoulder, or like you hunch up your back. Look for those things and try to physically release yourself from those things while trying to focus on breathing through your cells. And in that way, you neutralize how you're feeling. See, how everything ebbing and flowing is not the problem. That's just what's going to happen. Your job is to neutralize the swing of how you feel. So if you're feeling scared, you have to mentally try to be in the space of courage, kind of asking yourself, what would the most courageous version of you do? And kind of try to embody that. Even if you're feeling happy, those things need to be neutralized as well. Because anything that can make you feel very, 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 very happy can make you feel fucking depressed too. You too chill. So even in victory, you need to be able to chill, hold on, and pause, and come back, and mentally be in the space of, okay, what if I lose now? That's the only way to stop you from going way too far in victory and turning it into a huge loss instead of just chilling. And even if you're failing, you have to look on the opposite side. Think about what it would look like for you to win. What would that feel like? The more specific you are, the better you'll be at it. Alright, y'all. That's all I got. Infinite love and gratitude. It's your boy Soul. Peace.